Winter, spring, summer, or fall, one organization says weather should never stop us from playing. I'm Katie Davidson, and this is Clemson News Now. When was the last time you took a break to play? The 2015 Conference on the Value of Play, sponsored by the U.S. Play Coalition, encourages children and adults to play every day. Hedda Sharapan was in attendance at the conference. She is the Director of Early Childhood Initiatives at the Fred Rogers Center. Sharapan worked hand in hand with Rogers to encourage play.
When you think about this word play, what does play mean? It means hands-on learning is what it means.
The theme of this year's three-day conference at the Clemson University Madron Center is Advancing Play. The focus is on educating administrators, educators, and many more on the importance of play and its impact on childhood development and overall health. The conference featured multiple presentations by researchers in the field who delve into the effects play has on children of all ages. These researchers specialize in topics from psychology to early childhood education, and each bring something new to the table. Top issues discussed include obesity, attention deficit disorder, and depression. In addition to revealing new research, conference participants discuss ways to include play in learning in order to encourage fun learning environments.
All of this playful learning has always been at the center of this work, and we are trying to carry on this legacy.
The U.S. Play Coalition believes that play is a healthy and productive part of everyday life. And what better way to spread this message than by inviting hundreds of people to come play for a few days? Though many hours were spent in discussions and presentations, you can bet that these participants were sure to set aside some time for some good old-fashioned play. From Clemson University, Katie Davidson, Clemson News Now. It's time to talk about sexual assault ASAP. But when students are so likely to shy away from the subject, how does this discussion begin?
It's not that complicated. Hold your friends to higher standards.
It starts with individuals who are passionate about change, who want to see a college campus where sexual assault isn't brushed under the rug and ignored. Joey Wilson, a sophomore at Clemson, is one of those individuals. His goal, not only during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but also throughout the entirety of the year at Clemson, is to eliminate the stigma that lies around sexual assault.
The status quo is victim shaming. The status quo is acting like the problem doesn't exist. The status quo is shoving things under the rug. The status quo is ignorance.
Wilson is working in conjunction with the April Sexual Assault Programming Board, or ASAP, and his fraternity, Delta Tau Delta, to bring a multitude of awareness events throughout April.
Education is a solution, and education is the start to solving this problem.
To kick off this month of events, DTD sponsored a panel discussion about sexual assault with various members of the Clemson community.
Not a lot of people actually file a criminal report when it comes to sexual assault. And part of what I want to convey to you guys tonight is that we want you to. It's not an easy process by any means, but we encourage you to report it.
In attendance at the panel discussion was Dr. Heidi Zinzo, a professor of psychology and a researcher in the field of sexual assault.
A lot of times people have these myths that it's the stereotypical physical assault from a stranger, and where the victim is somehow trying to resist the assault, and actually your typical assault does not look like that. So that's part, I think, what we need to achieve with college students is how do you define assault? How do we define what consent is?
With the help of these dedicated members of the Clemson family, these myths are being confronted and students are being given the tools to prevent sexual assault as well as help victims.
If someone discloses to you, the biggest thing is response, how you respond to this person. So a really important thing is to believe the person that's disclosing to you. When they're telling you a story, it's important for you to take what they say and to believe them in that moment.
Though the upcoming events are all during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, the ASAP board knows their efforts must extend long past April 31st in order to impact our current campus climate.
we need to stop blaming the victim and start helping those who have been affected, and start stepping up and making sure that it doesn't occur by making things as safe as possible on campus.
In a classroom of 20 female students, 4 will be sexually assaulted during their time at college. For groups like ASAP and Delta Tau Delta fraternity, they know that this statistic will not decrease without education, and they're actively seeking to make Clemson a safer environment for all members of the Clemson family. From Clemson University, Katie Davidson, Clemson News Now.
Many students use their free time to play video games, but what if that was part of your homework? Using video simulations, the Clemson University Center for Workforce Development and School of Computing is teaching students the hands-on skills they will need in the future. This group of researchers at the Center for Workforce Development are leading the program and are constantly looking for more ways to incorporate this new technology into education.
And what the simulations typically do is that they tell them a step-by-step procedures how to operate these instruments before they see it in the real world.
These virtual reality simulations offer a wide range of experiences, but many focus on working in the automotive and aviation industry. One specific simulation, developed by Zachariah Inks, is designed to teach students how to properly and safely remove a battery from a Prius. Some students are getting a hands-on approach at developing the programs and software themselves. Jeff Bertrand is a student working on the project and has worked on creating a simulation that allows students to go through a factory and spot different safety hazards.
Yeah, basically, when we first started out, with metrology, for example, I didn't know anything about that, so I had to learn all those different systems and then figure out how to simulate that in VR. So that was kind of difficult.
This hands-on technology is greatly improving the impact of education once students transition to the workforce, and the creators of this technology are seeing this firsthand.
We have some evidence from our impact studies that when you're actually in the physical environment, in the real world, operating this machinery, then you really know what to do when.
The work done by these researchers is creating impact in technical schools around the country and locally. The academic advancements made by this Clemson team are impacting education across the country and giving students the necessary skills to succeed in the workforce. From Clemson University, I'm Katie Davidson, and this is Clemson News Now. As midterm exams come to a close, students are anxiously anticipating the arrival of spring break. As the week approaches, students are trading in Y Beach and Lake Hartwell for warmer destinations around the world. While students are gearing up to hop in their cars and drive away from campus, it's important to remember that maintaining personal safety is paramount during the coming week. Sergeant Carl Kaler is an officer at the Clemson University Police Station. He emphasizes the importance of spring break safety and how to still have fun while being cautious.
I think that's the biggest thing, is just thinking about making sure you're in a safe environment and you're doing all you can to create a safe environment for yourself.
He also advises students to check out travel.state.gov to learn pertinent information about their destinations, as well as knowing the number of local police stations in the area in case there is an issue. But how can students prevent these issues without having to call for help?
Have a plan and stick to the plan, and don't leave anyone behind. If you all go out, everybody comes back together at the same time.
Statistics show the majority of incidents occur when you are by yourself. Sergeant Kaler reminds students the importance of sticking together.
There's a huge increase in the number of crimes that happen to victims when they're alone, and that number diminishes greatly with the amount of people that you have around you. So if you have at least one other person with you, your chances of being involved in a crime are greatly reduced as opposed to being alone by yourself.
For those students shying away from the U.S. coastline and opting for a more international trip, there are also plenty of precautions to take in order to avoid any unwanted illnesses or disturbances. The United States Department of Passports and International Travel offers a traveler's checklist in order to ensure a safe trip overseas. At the top of the list, be on the lookout for any travel alerts that may notify you of reasons to postpone your trip due to civil unrest, dangerous conditions, and more. Also on the checklist is securing travel documents, preparing for emergency situations, packing smart, and obtaining any necessary vaccinations. Both the U.S. Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization can provide detailed recommendations for vaccinations that can be received at any local doctor. It's important for students to understand the danger and uncertainties that can accompany a spring break trip. There are multiple on-campus resources like CUPD and the Redfern Health Center to help you have both a safe and fun trip. From Clemson University, Katie Davidson, Clemson News Now. The experimental forest is usually home to rustling animals and field labs, but for a few weekends out of the year, it is home to dozens of Army ROTC cadets learning to better their skills. Before the sun rose, these eager cadets were up preparing for the second day of their joint field training exercise. This program brings together cadets from Clemson, Wofford, Furman, and Presbyterian College to teach them important leadership and field skills. The joint exercise, which is a program designed for junior cadets, is being facilitated by seniors and staff from the Clemson ROTC program. Two of these seniors, Battalion Commander Rollins Jolly and Cadet Matthew Moran, both participated in the program last year and know firsthand the benefits of this event.
And this is just a way for them to go into an environment with cadets that they're not familiar with to be able to practice and train like they will be at camp.
During this weekend-long program, cadets use teamwork and creative thinking to solve problems in tactical scenarios. Activities include building trailers with miscellaneous objects, navigating minefields, and walking on skis as a team. In addition to these various activities, cadets must use navigation skills to locate several points throughout the forest. Once at these points, cadets are required to complete various tasks to show competence in ROTC skills. These skills and the ones they gain through their respective ROTC programs stick with cadets throughout their time in service.
Confidence, just being confident in yourself and being able to lead others and direct things and accomplish goals. Time management is another big one that you learn.
As juniors complete this program and prepare for camp this summer, seniors in the program are preparing to enter service, either in active duty, Army Reserve, or National Guard.
Yeah, I got active duty, so I'll be going in as an armor officer, and I'll report October 5th and go from there.
And I was able to get Army Reserve, so I'll be stationed in Greenville with the 315th Chemical Brigade, so I'll be doing that every other weekend.
Professors and commanders from the different universities know that when they are training and preparing these young men and women, they're training the future leaders of our armed forces and see this opportunity as a way to give them even more experience.
4 universities with one goal: to create one team for one fight. Though these ROTC cadets from across the upstate are here to hone their military skills, they're also creating relationships and bonds that will last far past their years of service. From the experimental forest, Katie Davidson, Clemson News Now.